Here I am finishing off these cards, or at least putting the pictures on the cards. The fun part is after this, where I get to paint all of them on. Here I am making the elemental characters cards, or whatever. So here I am. I'm just cutting them out. I decided to cut all the characters for the suit I was working on, or the number of the thing I was working on, and cut them out and then glue them on, because this way I'm not accidentally gluing on the cutting board itself, you know? So I learned that, I learned my lesson last time I worked on the first few cards of these, so that's why I have a parchment piece of paper down, so I don't have to wipe off my cutting board in between making the characters and everything. So here I am cutting out the characters for the Turning Red movie. I really like this movie despite all the hate it's gotten and everything. And so I really enjoyed it. So I decided to do the Panda version of May for that one. And then here I am doing the Encanto characters. I picked in my opinion, these are the 4 best characters in Encanto. So, which are Mirabel, Bruno, Antonio, I think that's his name. Yeah, Antonio, and Luisa. So here I am, just gluing them all together. And here's the Luca characters. Yes, I do realize that Luca was pretty much a copy of The Little Mermaid, but just updated a bit. But that doesn't mean I didn't like it. I really liked the movie. And I liked all the colors of the sea creatures and everything, of the sea monsters. And I had to include the cat from Luca, because that cat is hilarious. Now I'm doing the Lorax characters. I know these aren't Pixar or Disney. I don't know if they're DreamWorks or Illumination or what. But I've wanted to draw these characters for a little while, so this was a perfect excuse to be able to draw them and everything. So here I am gluing them onto the cards and everything. And then lastly, I did Moana characters. And I wanted to do Maui, but then I realized with the small canvas, all of his tattoos are going to be way too much detail to try and paint, and I'm not as skilled in painting small areas as I would like to be in painting at this moment, so I decided to replace Maui with the coconut characters from Moana. And then I did the 2 animal sidekicks, which are Pua and Heihei. So I did that, and now I am about to seal these with white glue, which is behind, at the end of the photo here, image, you can see the white glue, there, that I'm about to seal these with. The tray I'm using to put the white glue on was actually part of a diamond painting set, but there was no ridges on it, so I've just kept them as paint palettes. Anyway, here I am sealing all these cards. These took a little while to dry. They're drying. I haven't really tested to see if they're fully dry yet. As I'm making this video, here I am sealing all these characters in. And yes, the color did bleed a bit, but that's because I was using cheap markers. So, after I feel like when I paint that, I can fix it, no problem. So I wasn't too worried about the bleeding. So yeah, I'm just going to, I'll end up painting it later. So I think it's okay. The bleeding of the markers, I can work with it, is basically what I'm saying. And so here I am, painting the rest of the Lorax characters here, and the Moana characters, and everything. And I had just ran out of that white glue, so after this, I went back to my Elmer's glue, and everything, so there's that. And now, here I am, putting the name of all the characters that are already made and dry onto their cards. And I wanted to make sure I spelled everything right, so I looked it up online. You know, so that's what I did. Here I am working through and naming all these characters. I did not like the face I put on the starfish, so I ended up putting Whiteout on that later. And I misspelled the mouse's name that you see right there, so I put Whiteout on that as well.